So, hello, welcome. It's Wind Down Wednesday. Welcome, everyone. Cheers. Grab your wine, grab your mat or your space, and come and join me for half an hour of Pilates, followed by a toast to midweek survival. Hi, everyone. Hi, Excella. Hi, people on YouTube. So, I'm over on YouTube and I'm over on Instagram. If you're doing this as a catch-up, then you can find me on both, just in case you want to know that. If you're catching me live, which some of you are, I'm just waiting for people to log in. Hi. Then just remember you can find me on YouTube, Sasha's Dance and Pilates, and over on my Instagram if one of them drops out, but hopefully we'll be all right. So at the end, just because I forget to say, but don't forget, if you enjoy this session or you want to see anything else that I'm doing, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be amazing. And like the video, you can comment if you like. And everything's also uploaded on my Instagram as well. So I hope everyone's okay. It just feels like never ending again at the minute. I don't know. I think we're all on this Corona coaster still. I'm having a bit of a downward, whatever that's called, one of them. I feel like I'm on a bit of that at the minute. So we need to kind of feel a bit lifted again. Anyway, we'll feel better after this session, won't we? So come and join me. And I'm just going to make sure that we're all set up okay. Looks like we are. All right, so we're going to have a lovely session. We're going to feel nicely worked. Hopefully I'm not too dark in that video there. Nice and worked, stretched, and kind of released as well. And just going to work a little bit harder. I've got a few kind of new things to kind of throw at you today. So let's just start let's just start sitting actually. Let's sit for a minute. So welcome people that are joining us. I'm going to face you this way. So come to what we call a long frog position. So welcome. I think most of you joining have done these sessions before, but if anyone's sort of brand new to this, then just listen to your body. Obviously, listen out for anything that might feel a little bit strange or different or not quite right. And I'm just going to adjust this camera for a minute actually, and just listen out to the adaptations that might be happening along the way. And yeah, listen to your bodies, okay? But hopefully we'll all be okay. So sitting up nice and tall, if I was to spin around, then I'm not overarching or pressing forward here, and I'm not kind of slouching under. So I'm really on top of my sit bones here. So my pelvis is nice and equal on either side, and I've got my shoulders, my ribs and my hips are nicely stacked, and just relaxing those shoulders. So we'll just start with a little spine stretch forward. So take your chin to your chest and just sliding everything forward and getting that nice stretch into the back, and then draw into the tummy as you restack. So I often say here, imagine that you're peeling your spine off of the wall and you're coming forward, and then you're peeling your spine from the base of the spine, mid-spine, top of the spine, back into that wall. So you're dropping the chin towards the chest, relax the shoulders here, sliding forward, and then really connecting into the base of your spine, and then scooping all the way up. Take a deep breath in. Really try and work. Exhale here with your breath. Breathe in at the bottom, and then exhale. And let's take one last one. So deep breath in here. Exhale, drop the chin, coming forward, sliding those hands, stretching forwards, and then restacking all the way up to the top there, okay? And then you just stay where you are. I'm just going to spin myself around, and we're going to sit up nice and tall and have the arms slightly forward of the mat so they're not coming too far back. And we're going to reach one arm up, make sure there's a gap between your ear and your shoulder, and then you're going to lift up and over and really stretch and lengthen into that, and then try and find a nice stretch down to the side. Breathe here. And just really take the weight into this hand that's into the floor. And then exhale to stretch up and take the arm back. And then you're coming up and over. So don't flop the arm in front of you, kind of keep it reaching up. Breathe here and try not to twist the shoulders either. So just a couple of things to think about here. Good, so welcome if you're just joining us. This is a half an hour Pilates session, and then we congratulate ourselves at the end with a nice glass of wine or whatever you want to treat yourself with. Might just be a hot chocolate or a big slab of chocolate, something on this midweek to give us a little pickup for the second half of the week. So we're just going to stretch it out, connect with our body, connect with our core. Exhale here, one more to either side, a little bit quicker, a little bit more dynamic. Really stretch and lengthen and reach. And then up and down. And last one, up and over. So just congratulate yourself for coming, for joining and taking this time on this Wednesday evening for you and your body and your mind, and just give yourself a pat on the back. Well done. Give those legs a little shake. From there, we're just going to do a little exercise called Zigzag Legs. So just sitting back for me, not slouching too much, just kind of stretching up into the chest. Roll the feet out, draw the knees up, and then turning those knees in towards the midline. So this is just lovely to loosen up the hips, which we all need, because we are sitting down a lot, and we might be walking a lot. We might even be exercising quite a lot. And our hip flexors take a lot of strain with all of that. So this is a lovely exercise, just rolling out, drawing up, and really rolling those knees in towards the midline. Rolling out, drawing up, and rolling in. Let's do two more. Keep breathing in, breathing out, and then let's just do that last one there and give these legs a little shake out here, okay? Let's swing ourselves around and come into what we call a 4-point kneeling position. So we're going to be on all fours, okay? We do a few exercises here, which we know are really good for us. Just wiggle back so you can see me. So the knees are going to be underneath the hips and the wrists are going to be underneath the shoulders here, and have a slight bend in your elbows so you're not kind of overlocking into those arms. And let's just take some cat again. Let's just stretch and step back. So let's breathe in. Exhale, tuck the tailbone underneath you, lift up into the core, and then take a big stretch up, breathing into the top, and then exhale to come back to a neutral position. So imagine you're rolling a tennis ball off of your spine here, and you're tucking it underneath you, and you're lifting up, and then breathing into the top, scoop the tummy, and then exhale to come back. And you can, if you want, keep going and take a full extension here, so you can feel that into the thoracic spine, into the top, if that feels okay. And just a couple more. Just a very classical exercise to stretch into the back here, but really work into the base and lift up through that tummy. If you really lift up, you're really working the core. Just do one last one. Tuck, tuck, tuck. And coming all the way out. Sorry, my necklace is getting caught. Okay, cool. So from there, I'm just going to engage the core. You're going to tuck the toes underneath you. Those of you that have done this before know what's coming next. So tuck your toes underneath you. Take a deep breath in and relax, and then exhale and engage the core. So lift the belly away from the mat, and then you're going to hover those knees. And you're going to breathe in and out. 3 times if you can, breathing in and out, and really firing up the core, firing up the upper body, and we're just warming up a bit here, and then pop the knees down. And then we're going to go again. So take a breath in, exhale, and lift. Now you can just pop those knees back down and just sort of pulse here, pop them down, lift them up. But if you can, try and hold on to this position. Let's try it one last time. Take a breath in, exhale, and connect the core and lift. Hold, hold, hold. Breathing in, breathing out. And then pop your knees back, down, and then let's just widen the knees and then lengthen those arms in front of us. Pop the head down if needed and just stretching into that back. So breathing in and breathing out and just getting a lovely stretch into that mid-back here, which should feel quite nice to do. Take a couple more breaths. It's quite hard for me to talk with my face on the floor. Let's take a couple more breaths there and just release any tension, particularly into the upper back. If you really stretch those arms forward, you can kind of feel a nice sense of release into the upper back there. And then what we're going to do is come down onto our tummies if we can, because work in prone, it's called lying on our tummies, is so good for us, and we just don't do it enough, and we don't get enough of this extension work into our back. So I want you to come and lie down onto the floor, if that's okay. If you're in a situation on a floor, just for whatever reason is not comfortable on your front, then just come and have a little lie down on your back and just have a little relax for a minute. For those of us that can be on our tummy, let's put our toes together. We're going to do some dart, which is really good for us. So put your toes together, and what's going to happen with your legs is that the heels are going to come together. You're going to squeeze your inside, the toes are together, and then you rotate and you squeeze your inside thighs together at the top. At the same time, your forehead is down and your hands are pointing up towards the ceiling, and you roll the nose forward and you're coming up into an extension with your back, and you squeeze the shoulder blades so that your palms face your thighs and then the inside thighs squeeze together here. So you're in this kind of extended position. You're going to breathe in and breathe out, and you're really pulling up through the tummy at the top here. And then when you come down, you're going to think about going forward, 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 and release everything there. So your toes are together, your heels are apart, your palms are facing up towards the ceiling. And I always say it's a bit like thinking of a tortoise coming out its shell. So you go forward with your head and then up. And now squeeze your shoulder blades together, rotate those shoulders and squeeze the top of the thighs and breathe. And if you're feeling any work into your lower back, you need to come lower. But if you can, you're really thinking about that upper body without crooking into your neck. So it's the top half of your back. 3 breaths, and then think about getting longer, 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 and then release the shoulders, release the legs. It's quite hard work. On an exhale, really try to get your breath. On an exhale, go forward and up. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. Squeeze the tops of your thighs. Breathe. Draw your bellies up. Keep going. It's hard, but keep going, keep going. Work for that line. And then exhale and come forward and down. Let's do that one last time. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, forward. Squeeze the shoulders. Squeeze the thighs. And lift. Hold. Breathe. Let's do one last breath. And then you're going forward, 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 forward. And release there. Good. Okay, from there, it's quite warm in my studio now. I can even warm, so I hope you guys are okay. Take your legs a little bit further apart, so they're kind of in like a hip width position, and now they're in a neutral position. And I want you, if you can, to be up. Okay, imagine you're on the beach, a lovely holiday, which feels like, you know, like, is that ever going to happen again? And then you're reading a book and you're kind of propping yourself up, okay? But I want you to prop yourself up properly. You're not going to be here. So draw your elbows underneath your shoulders and pop your hands, down into the mat here. And holding yourself here is quite hard work. So I want you to really lift up into your core And don't drop into your back. If this is super painful, then obviously please come down and put your head down, okay? If you can, I want you to prop yourself up and you're lifting up through your core. And one leg at a time, you're going to draw your heel towards your bottom and you're going to squeeze it once, squeeze it twice, and then lower it down. And squeeze once, twice, and lower down. So you're getting some work into the hamstrings and you're getting some stretch into the quads. Going to draw yourself up, your tummy up, draw the shoulder blades down, and breathe. And your arms are probably starting to feel the burn a little bit here. So if you can, keep lifting up, and you're squeezing those legs. So you go squeeze in, and lower down. And in, and lower down. Do one more to either side. In, lower down. Keep going. In, lower down, and then coming all the way down. And just release into those arms, because that's quite hard work into the arms. So if we can, let's do that one last time. You either keep your hands down, okay, and this, it's not like a big, it's not like a kick, it's not bouncing, it's a squeeze and a squeeze, and you're getting a lovely sense of stretch into the quad here, and then you're getting nice control into the hamstring on the way down. So let's see if we can just do a few more. If you can, coming all the way up. So think about drawing those shoulder blades together, lifting up through the tummy, squeeze, squeeze, and down, and squeeze, squeeze, and down. And one more to either side. Well done, everyone. Squeeze, squeeze, and down, and squeeze, squeeze, and down. And then come all the way out of this, and just release your arms down, whatever you need to do. You really feel the burn into those triceps there. So let's just push ourselves up to kneeling for a minute and shake all that out. Okay, well done, everyone. Take a little drink if you need, preferably water. Okay, so we're going to move on. Now, for those of you, some of you watching this might know it a bit. I think some of you might be teachers. I can't see just yet who's watching. But there's a lovely incentive with our initiative with the Pilates teacher called March Madness. And it's lots of all the classical exercises that we're going through, which is amazing. So that was one of them, kind of little adaptations as well. So I'm throwing some of them in there. So this one, again, slight adaptation, but an exercise called pullback. So I want you to try it out, okay? They're a bit more challenging. I want you to come to all fours. Hopefully I'm not going to go off camera. There we go. Just pulling myself back there. Into all fours. Always start with a lovely strong starting position. Lifting up through the tummy and then sending one leg back and the opposite leg, so you're now in a lovely plank. So your plank, you've got a lovely length from the top of your head, the shoulders, the pelvis and your heels. Now see if you can either hold this, if that's enough, or pop your knees down and lift your heels, okay? Or lift your feet, and that's another slight adaptation. Can you lift and lengthen one leg away from you here? Keeping in this position, keep breathing and keeping your pelvis as still as you can. Keep breathing, lifting and lowering, and lifting and lowering, and then just rest there and coming back and giving a little shake because you've been there a while. So you're lifting up one leg and you're really lengthening, if I can show you, your heel away from you and then popping it down. So we're just going to do this variation for now, or just hold it here. But you're really trying to keep the pelvis really still and think about lengthening through that extended leg. So let's just give it a go. I know it's a bit harder, but these are all good for us to do. So drawing the tummy up, sending one leg, exhale, send the other leg. Now see, does it make it easier to inhale when you lift and exhale when you pop it down? Or is it easier to exhale when you lift? One of them will work better for you. So find that breath pattern that works and keep going. One more to either side. Draw the tummy up. And then pop the knees down. And let's just stretch that out for 2 breaths and rotate the wrist there. Well done. Breathing in, breathing out. And then rolling up slowly, slowly, slowly. Shake that out. I just thought I'd throw that in there today, I know. Okay, I'm going to come and lie on my back now. Which you think it's just going to feel quite nice, but I've still got a few tricks up my sleeve, but not too bad. Right, come and take a lie down. Okay, so when you're lying down here, we're always trying to find our neutral, whichever position we're in. So just take a few pelvic tilts. You're imprinting that lower back into the floor and just have a nice little release into the pelvis here, okay? Let's just have your feet quite close to your bottom. Let's come into a couple of spine curls just to work into the back and fire everything up a little bit. So just roll an imaginary marble into your belly button. Press the feet and start to lift and coming up all the way to the top of this movement. Try and have a lovely line from your shoulders to your hips to your knees, and that you're as stable as you can be. And then you're coming down from the top of your back, mid-back, lower back, and release into that neutral position. Take a breath in, exhale. Draw the belly in, squeeze into the bottom, squeeze everything here. Now just hold it here. Again, I quite like to hold this position. Fire everything up, breathing in, widen into the belly, and exhale to draw it all the way in. And just hold it here. And then coming down from the top of the back, mid-back, lower back, and down. One last time, breathing in, exhale. Let's imprint that back, up, holding it in at the top. Breathing in, widen into the belly, exhale. Really draw into the tummy. And 3 times, breathing in, exhale. And last time, breathing in, exhale, and coming down, top of the back, mid-back, lower back, all the way to that lovely neutral position, okay? And then just hug your knees in here and have a little roll. And we're just going to take a nice sort of stretch for the legs. So just hold on to one leg and stretch the other out, and just have a little roll into that hip, into that thigh, whatever feels nice. If you just hold gently behind the leg and just gently stretch up and lower down. And it might be that you need to lower the leg a little bit here. But just do some what we call dynamic stretches. So you're moving into that area. So you're stretching and bending and stretching and bending. And try to relax the shoulders whilst you're doing this. But you're stretching into the back of that leg. And then maybe, depending on how warm you feel, you can hold that position and get a nice kind of stretch into the back of that leg. Hold it, have a little wiggle with the leg. And then let's just change over. So you're now holding the other knee up towards your chest, have a little roll there. And really it's just quite good to just gently bend and stretch, but you should try and stretch it to a straight leg. So if you need to lower that leg, that's fine. Obviously it's harder the higher your foot is towards your head. So just breathe in and out here. And just relax into that stretch and just hold it in that stretch. Just try to get that straight knee if you can. Breathe and hold. If you've got bands anywhere lying around or at home, these can be really good for you. Well, they are very good to use for stretching. So now we've stretched that out, everyone, we're going to try a little exercise called scissors. So you've got options here. You can either leave your head and your back down. Okay, and if I just show you, you're going to bring both legs up, and again, they can be lower down a little bit, or they can be slightly bent, okay? One leg goes down as the other one comes up, then you bring them both up, and then the other one goes down, and you come up and down. So you can do this with your head down, which is still quite hard work, or you're going to come to a little curl up, okay? So if you can take your legs up, or they can be slightly bent. Decide if you're going to keep your top of your body down, or are you going to curl up, and you kind of gently hold on to one leg and you kind of pulse it and try and pull it in a little bit, in, then you bring the other leg up and change over, and you come in. I told you we're going to have a bit of fun with some new things today. So either curling up and you're going in with that leg, very gently, switch, and in. That's why it's called scissors. Breathe in. When you switch, exhale. Breathe in, exhale. Breathe in, a little bit of going, exhale. Bounce, or not bounce, stretch, stretch. Inhale, change. Curl up a bit more if you can. Keep going. And change. In, and change. In, and change. Take your head down if needed. In, change. In, change. 2 more. In, change. Really lengthen those legs up. One last one. And then come all the way down. Oh, well done, everyone. And then just roll your head from left to right, if that got any tension in it there. Okay, well done. From there, a little exercise we're going to do. You've got 2 options here actually. For your hip circles, again, it's quite a difficult exercise, but I just thought we'd give it a go. 2 options. You can stay lying on your back with a bent knee. Imagine you've got a paintbrush on the end of your knee, and you're going to paint circles on the ceiling. So your knee goes down and out towards one side, draw it up towards your head and across. Now, if you're quite new to Pilates, I'd really recommend you stick to this one. And what you're trying to do is to stabilize your pelvis on both sides. And you're going to do this about 5 times, and then you're going to reverse. Okay, and if you want to do a few of these to warm up, you can. If you know sort of what you're doing, and if you want to get a slightly extra challenge, you lengthen that leg, you lengthen the other leg, hence why we just stretch them, but you can obviously have a slight bent leg, and you're going to come across the body, up and around for some full circles. So decide which one you're going to do. If you're doing this one, you can slightly bend your leg depending on the hamstring length, okay? You're going to breathe in and come across the body, out, down and round. If that is too much into the back and you can't kind of support it with the core, then please come to bend those knees and imagine you've got that paintbrush on your knee here. Okay, let's just do 1 last circle or 2 more, and then we're going to switch legs. Okay, so on the other side, so either those knee circles, keeping that opposite leg really still, or you're lengthening and you're going across the body, up, down and round. What you're trying to do with either of these versions is keep that pelvis still as you can. You don't want to be wobbling around. If you feel your core, if you like put your hands into your core here, into your stomach, I'm sure it's working so hard to stabilize you. 5 in one direction and then reverse. Keep breathing, unlike me, it's talking too much. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep going, everyone. So good for you. Your hips will thank you, and so will your core. Last one, or just even up left to right, and then give those legs a nice big hug in towards your chest. And just if you need to kind of circle those hips, then please do. Now, I just thought we'd finish on the fun little exercise that we did last week. Again, because we stretched the back of these legs with this rollover. So you don't have to do this. It's just a bit of fun on Wednesday night, because Pilates is fun. Just make sure you've not got any wine around that might spill, because that would be not good. And okay, I'll just talk you through. Again, you can maybe leave this one out if you just think I'm not doing that. Just make sure your back feels nice and warm, or just have a little rest. Just have a little hug your knees in towards your chest. If you want to give this one a go, your legs come to as straight as possible. Take a deep breath in and you reach these toes up, and then you go back behind you. So almost like a shoulder stand. And then you can separate these legs a little bit, and then you're coming down from the top of your back, mid back. Now you can bend these knees, okay, because having them straight is quite hard, but you can bend them to come down, and then you point the toes, and then you go again. So you push up, push into the floor, and then send the legs down almost to the floor, flex them, widen them. Now hold on to your core here. See if you can come down, 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 down. See if you can come down with those legs, point them, and then you go up and over. And then flex your feet, widen them, but you're really coming down from the spine here. Control it with your core, draw the tummy in. Let's do 2 more. Breathe in. And then down, 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 but you can bend those knees. Woo, if you need to. One last one, everyone. Up. Make it count. Flex. Top of the back. Mid back. Making lots of noises tonight. And then let's just join those legs in and hug those knees in towards your chest. Well done. See, a bit of fun. And you think, well, going upside down, back to front, it's quite good fun, really. It's kind of reminds me of being a kid and going into handstands and things. Take a lovely full body stretch. Breathe in. Big stretch. Exhale. And release everything. Breathe in. Stretch. Flex those toes. Big stretch back behind you. Breathe in. Exhale. And relax. One last time. Breathe in. Stretch, really stretch into the back, into the core, anywhere that needs stretching. Exhale, relax. And you can either roll onto your side from here and slowly push yourself up to sitting, or you can take a full roll up. So your hands come up above your chest, chin to chest, and then reaching up, and voila, you are sitting up beautifully. Well done, everyone. You are all done. So just come to sitting. If you need to kind of stretch that out, then please do. If you need to give your legs a little shake, then please do. And otherwise, you are all done. So I hope that you feel a bit more energized for the week, that you sleep well, that you filled your body with oxygen, and grab my wine. That you feel quite stretched and that you worked quite hard. You worked really hard. I kind of put some more difficult exercises in today because I thought I would. So thank you so much for joining me. Cheers, everybody. For those of you that didn't hear me at the beginning, this is on YouTube, then I'm over on YouTube at Sasha's Dance for Pilates and on my Instagram account. So please give me a thumbs up or a like or subscribe to my channel, and I'll get onto it a little bit more and add some more bits and pieces, but I've got a few bits and pieces up there. I've been running these live sessions for almost a year, so there's a whole year's worth of these wind down Wednesdays, and some people just do them obviously not on a Wednesday, but they might have another time or in the morning with a cup of tea instead of a glass of wine. So yeah, whenever you can fit in that little bit of time for you, then please do just play them back and enjoy. So cheers, everyone. Thanks so much. Always tastes better after you've worked for it a little bit hard. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll be here over the Easter break because, nothing else to do. So I'll be here. Thanks so much. Let me know how you get on or you got on, and hopefully I'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Cheers.